Hi, welcome back to my channel, Mommy Trainee. My husband and my son is downstairs playing video games, so you might hear someone yelling at the TV, so don't mind them. I hope you guys are doing well and staying healthy. Today I have a very interesting topic. I just wanted to see how you guys are feeling about this. The question is, are we going to be running out of meat? How is the food supply chain for meat right now looking? So today I wanted to talk to you about meat shortage. Are we going to really have like a meat shortage? Is there going to be an issue with the food supply chain, especially for pork and chicken, which we are already seeing for a few weeks, especially where I am in New Jersey, seeing a shortage at like Costco and any kind of supermarket that, you know, the people that I know of that went to the supermarket said that, you know, yeah, in the last few weeks there is no chicken, no pork. So is it, you know, the same thing where you guys are living? And there are some like interesting articles and interesting news and new lately, you know, there are some news development that's pointing to another direction. So let's all talk about this. Now currently today, as the, you know, at the time of filming, it's April 29th, it's a Wednesday, in the state of New Jersey. And also I think in the state of New York, it's been happening for quite a few weeks here that there is a shortage in chicken and there's a shortage in pork. I see that there is not as much problem with beef and lamb. So if you eat red meat, you know, you're still fine. But for the people who are, you know, for us it's mostly chicken. For some people, like we eat a little pork, but then, you know, we don't really eat a lot of pork anyway. But for, you know, if there is a chicken shortage, obviously, you know, it would affect us. Now in the past few weeks, there's been a lot of meat packing plant that has been either, you know, their output has been decreased, or they are just completely closed due to the current pandemic. There are some plants that they cannot stay open mainly because their workers are sick, they're out sick. And, you know, obviously if they don't have people that is, you know, working, their plant cannot keep on being open. That's actually part of the reason why we are having this food supply chain disruption. So one of the meat packing plant that we keep on hearing that has issue is the one in Sioux Falls, where I think they are responsible for maybe 3 or 4% of the pork that's in the United States. And at one point, I think I also heard that Costco, you know, Costco has chicken farm, and one of their Costco chicken farm is actually closed. I don't know if it's been reopened, so don't quote me on that, but I read something maybe 2-3 weeks ago that some of the chicken farm is closed because of the pandemic as well. Maybe they're, you know, the workers there are being tested positive, and maybe there are a lot of people out sick. I don't know the specific, but I know that at one point there was some issue with a Costco chicken farm as well. That could explain why in the tri-state area we're actually seeing somewhat of a chicken and pork you know, shortage. If you go to Costco, like in the last 2 days, I still hear people saying that there is no chicken, not just organic chicken, there's just no chicken, and there is no pork. But for red meat, for beef, they still have you know, plenty. They're pretty well stocked, and that's Costco. And also I know that for ShopRite around our area seems to be pretty well stocked with red meat as well. And chicken and pork, I heard that there are limits. All this kind of points to the fact that if you are, you know, chicken or pork eater, if that's part of your regular diet, maybe you should go and stock up some of these meat while you could still find it, and while it's still on the shelf, even though there might be limits. However, in the last 2 days, we've been hearing something that might actually help, but I don't know if it's in a good way. So on Tuesday, April 27th, Trump signs an executive order ordering the meat processing plant to either stay open, or the ones that are closed, ordering them to reopen, just to make sure that there is not going to be a short supply in terms of meat. Now, I don't know how I feel about this executive order, because yes, on one hand, he's trying to make sure that, American families are fed. There's not going to be a meat shortage in our market. But on the other hand, I mean, there are a lot of positive cases that's being tested in these plants, and a lot of them are closed because they don't, their worker can't even work because they're out sick. So I understand that it's to make sure that everybody still has like food supply, but on the other hand, I don't know how this is going to help their community, even though people might have work, but then, they're not really safe. And they're not doing it in a safe way. They're not reopening these plants in a safe way that protect the workers from getting sick from this virus. So, I mean, everybody obviously has their own opinion. A lot of people want to reopen America. It's violating our rights. I'm not going to get into the politics of that. I have my own view, but we're not going to be talking about that. It's just that from a fellow American point of view, I guess, I don't think that I would support. I am in the supporting group of having, forcing those plants to reopen and forcing those workers to come back to work. I mean, I could eat other meat. I could eat other stuff. There are other stuff to eat. And, hopefully in a few months, or maybe in a month or two, or a few months, however long it takes, if we could actually keep this virus under control, then they could basically, they could reopen in a safe way. Then that would be how I would like to have, meat on our shelves. I don't know how other people think, but that's basically how I feel. But with that being said, will they actually be, the plants that are closed especially, will they actually be reopened? Because there are just so many of their workers that are out sick and cannot work, probably. Because from everything that I've heard, when you are infected by this virus, if you get sick, if you have symptoms, you could have very severe, even they say a mild case is actually quite severe. I mean, mild case is basically that you don't have to go and stay at a hospital and get oxygen or be on a ventilator. Anything short of that is a mild case to them. So there are a lot of people who are saying that, they have, contracted this, and basically saying that you don't want this. So I don't know if just keeping our chicken and pork supply would support the executive order to order these plants to stay open or reopen. With that being said, I think for now I am pretty well stocked with my meat from maybe 2 weeks ago from Wegman. If you wanted to know how I kind of maneuver the whole supermarket finding meat thing, take a look at my last videos that I made probably just a few days ago. So what do you guys think? Are you guys also seeing this meat, like especially pork and chicken shortage in your supermarket wherever you are living? And do you think that this executive order is going to put a stop to this, supply chain being disrupted as I am seeing it right now? Leave your comments down below. All right, until next time, you guys stay home, stay safe, and I wish you a very healthy 2020.